She shouted at the cat on the right. 3 steps toward the coat hanger, a wasp laid 16 glass eggs below, heffings of human behavior, and his paws etched Ohio and the good 3/5 of Nebraska into the rug. Beside her sat clouded Jack, his eyeballs rolled back, watching the glory days of '79 dance around his pinkest sack. A hum from beneath appeared in front of her, a crystal wishing well, exposed by the rays of only this very day, and she slapped at the Alaskan arm of Jack. But inside he stayed, so she stood, now she stands, and upon hollow stilts journeys across the magazine floor. In she dips her deflating. 3 small girls sit adjacent to a flooded toga. They whisper braided everything into each other's feet, and their hairs are painted in numbers. 7s are longer and straighter than 13s, and she realizes she could probably touch that 11 if she could just reach a little bit. The torched air plays backgammon with Buffalo as she falls, and somewhere around Middle Earth, she catches with her rainbow frognet a glimpse of her dad as a small boy, feeding his height in dotted cornrows to Timothy unscathed. I'm not looking for an answer. I think it's silly to think that I will find an answer through poetry. I think the point of poetry is allowing everything else to take over, is letting your mind be as free as that piece of cardboard falling down the hill, be as free as you can possibly be. And I think what's beautiful about poetry is that no one can really tell you what to do with it. It's all you. It's all about your creative process. I'm not really looking for anything exactly. I think in some ways you can see poetry as being pointless. There's never really an answer. There's nothing. There's no best poem. There's no. I like to think of it this way. I had this conversation with my poetry professor yesterday, actually, and I said I was frustrated because I see poetry as there's this dot in the sky. Or you can say the sun, for example. And I feel like poetry is taking a sharp knife and trying so hard to hit the sun with the knife, but you get everywhere else. You get everywhere on the outside, because you can never really hit it at its core. And I think that's why it's beautiful, because it's not about really achieving anything. It's about the act of opening your heart up and letting whatever you want sing. I'm doing 2 different things when I'm playing my viola or when I'm writing poetry, but what comes out is exactly the same. The thoughts that I feel as though half the time I think in rhythms and melodies and harmonies, and the other half the time I think in words. It's almost like I'm bilingual, even though I'm not. Like, I feel like I can alternate between the 2. And whichever one I'm really feeling that day, I'll spend hours on. I'll be obsessive about it, almost manic. A little crazy, but